All right, this video is about this book that I've almost finished now. It's a book on ACIM according to AI, right? Artificial intelligence. And what I did in this book was I just basically posed questions to AI about ACIM. And some of the early questions I posed were like meta questions, like do you think a book like this would be valuable? And so I'm going to read the answer that AI gave me to a couple meta questions. Maybe I'll do a joke question too at the end. Do you think a book that presents AI generated content about many of the important subjects and issues of ACIM would be valuable, and how would it be limiting? And so here's AI's response. Yes, a book presenting AI generated content about important ACIM subjects could be valuable, but it would also have significant limitations. Potential value: accessibility and clarity. AI can synthesize and summarize complex information, potentially making ACIM's core concepts more accessible to a wider audience. This could be especially helpful for beginners who find the course challenging to understand at first. And that's what I think this book could be helpful for those who are new to the course. To have all this information presented in one place could be helpful. Structured overview. The AI could provide a structured overview of ACIM's teachings, highlighting key themes and interconnected concepts. This could help readers navigate the material more effectively. Diverse perspectives. By drawing on a vast amount of data, the AI could present different interpretations and viewpoints on specific passages or concepts, enriching the reader's understanding. And I do have that in this book. I have AI talking about specific ideas in the course, specific passages in the course. Not too many, but enough. The book is over 300 pages. Contextual information. AI could provide relevant background information, historical context, and comparisons with other spiritual traditions. This could help readers deepen their understanding of ACIM within a broader context. Right, and I have that in the book as well. Personalized learning. In a digital format, the AI could adapt to the reader's needs and interests, providing customized explanations and exercise based on their progress. That I do not have in the book. Promoting discussion. The book could spark conversations and discussions about ACIM and the role of AI in spiritual exploration. Right, I hope this book will do that. I don't know if this book will get out there. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I will post it on ACIM groups on the internet, see what happens, see what the response is. I'll let you know when we get there. Here are the limitations according to AI. Lack of experiential understanding. ACIM is an experiential course, and AI cannot replicate the personal insights and shifts in perception that come from practicing its principles. Right? This is a personal self-study course, experiential, and AI really cannot help with that. That's something that you have to do on your own. It's your own engagement with ACIM. Right? Absence of the Holy Spirit's guidance. The Holy Spirit is presented as the true teacher and interpreter of ACIM's message. AI lacks this capacity for inner guidance and cannot provide the same level of support and wisdom. That's a great caveat from AI. I'm glad that AI is able to express that this AI is not a substitute for the Holy Spirit. Potential for misinterpretation. AI can misinterpret ACIM's metaphorical language or simplify complex concepts, potentially leading to inaccurate or misleading explanations. Now, I think that for the most part, AI does a pretty good job, right? And I'm going to say that in the introduction of this book, but there are things that I've noticed that AI doesn't quite get. For example, I asked AI, what were some of Helen's favorite passages in the course? And AI did not know some of Helen's favorite passages. For example, she really loved Into Christ's Presence, Will we enter now, will I enter now? That passage. It did not mention For they have come, which Helen, that part, that's later in the text. Helen really liked that part. She really liked Choose Once Again from the last chapter of the text. She thought all of those were very great, very good. She was very proud of that. So AI did not say any of those. So it doesn't have all the answers, right? Now that maybe somewhere down the line it will, but right now it does not. Limited capacity for abstract thought. AI currently lacks the capacity for abstract thought and cannot fully grasp the deeper meaning and nuance of ACIM's teachings. But even that said, AI really can tell you a lot of good information. Risk of over-reliance. Readers might become overly reliant on the AI's interpretations, neglecting the importance of their own inner guidance and intuition. That's true. Ethical concerns. The book would need to address ethical considerations such as transparency, accountability, and the potential for AI to reinforce biases or manipulate readers. Now, one thing that I keep bringing up here is the issue of non-duality and A Course in Miracles. AI, almost across the board, seems to say that ACIM is getting at non-duality, similar to Advaita Vedanta, but not everyone would agree with that, and so that would be kind of a consideration, maybe even an ethical consideration, if AI is saying that, but not everyone agrees with that. Then what do we do about that, right? Conclusion: an AI-generated book about ACIM could be a valuable tool for introducing people to the Course and providing a structured overview of its teachings. However, it's crucial to acknowledge its limitations and emphasize the importance of personal study, inner guidance, and experiential learning. The book should not be seen as a substitute for the Course itself, but rather as a complementary resource to support one's individual journey. Right? That's the way I look at this too. This book is just another useful tool, but don't think of it as a substitute for ACIM, for the Course at all, right? It's not a substitute. It's merely shedding some more light on the Course. Here's one more question. If one were to write a book called A Course in Miracles According to AI, what would the ideal form of that be? What would it look like? So now I'm asking, basically I wanted to ask, is my book the ideal form of what this book would be? Or what does AI think the ideal form of this book? And I knew really from the start that my book was not ideal, because so much can be done with AI that this book, is fairly limited in many ways, but I think is still of interest. But let's see what AI says. An AI-powered A Course in Miracles according to AI would likely take the form of a dynamic, interactive digital experience rather than a static book. It would aim to make the Course more accessible and understandable while acknowledging the limitations of AI and fully grasping the experiential nature of its teachings. Here's what its ideal form might look like. Interactive structure, non-linear exploration. Users could navigate the text, workbook, and manual in a flexible way, exploring concepts, cross-referencing passages, and receiving personalized explanations. Contextual. All right, I'll just keep reading. Contextual explanations. AI could provide explanations based on the user's specific questions or areas of interest, using AI to promote understanding between groups and conflict. Guided lessons and exercises. The AI could guide users through the workbook lessons, adapting the difficulty and pace to their individual needs. Okay, so I think the idea of this being interactive, I think that that AI can cull so much information very quickly, so that if you had a question on a specific passage in the Course, you could just ask AI and bring up, like you say to AI, could you find other places in the Course that reference this concept or this idea, and what does this concept or idea mean in the greater context of the Course? Things like that, which I think could be very helpful. Rich content is the next. Multimodal resources. The AI could incorporate audio, video, and other multimedia content to enhance the learning experience, creating immersive environments for experiential learning. I'm sure that's already available. It's fascinating that could happen. Visualizations and simulations, complex concepts like the ego's thought system or the process of forgiveness could be visualized or simulated to aid understanding. That's very interesting, right? Obviously, this book is very one-dimensional. When you think about what you could do with AI and A Course in Miracles, the book that I've done here is fairly one-dimensional, but it's still, like I said, I think it's still of interest. Integration with other spiritual texts, the AI could connect ACIM's teachings with other spiritual traditions, highlighting similarities and differences like the shared concept of non-duality with Advaita Vedanta. So even here, I didn't even prompt AI to talk about non-duality or Advaita Vedanta, but it brings it up here in this. And in the book, I do ask AI about different spiritual traditions in light of ACIM, or ACIM in light of other traditions. What are the similarities? What are the differences between between ACIM and, for example, Kabbalah, Jewish Kabbalah? What are the similarities and differences? AI-powered features, natural language processing, NLP. NLP would enable the AI to understand and respond to user queries in a natural conversational way. Sentiment analysis and emotion detection. AI could analyze user interactions to identify areas of emotional pain or resistance, allowing for more personalized support using NLP to analyze customer reviews and feedback. This is interesting. Adaptive learning. The AI could track user progress and adapt the learning experience to their individual pace and learning style. Real-time feedback. AI could provide instant feedback on user responses and offer guidance on how to deepen their understanding. Ethical considerations. Again, it brings up ethical considerations. Transparency and accountability. The AI should be transparent about its algorithms and data sources, acknowledging the limitations of AI and fully interpreting spiritual texts. Focus on human agency. The AI should empower users to make their own choices and explore their own spiritual paths rather than dictating a specific interpretation. Ethical design. The AI should be designed to promote understanding, compassion, and forgiveness rather than fear, judgment, or manipulation. In summary, an ideal A Course in Miracles, according to AI, would be a dynamic, interactive, and personalized learning platform that leverages AI to make the course more accessible and understandable. It would empower users to explore the teachings in their own way while acknowledging the limitations of AI and fully grasping the experiential nature of spiritual growth. So AI, acknowledges that it cannot replace the experiential nature of ACIM, right? Nothing can really, no words can do it for you. You have to actually just engage with it on your own. And AI can be supportive. AI could be a useful tool, but don't forget that it's only a tool. Yeah, bud, give me a second, okay? Give me a second, bud. Let's do one joke real quick. Sometimes I just prompted AI with finish the joke. Please finish the joke. Here's the joke. Please finish the joke. Gary Renard, John Mundy, and Robert Perry walk into a bar. And the AI says, and they all ordered a miracle on the rocks, but each one had a completely different understanding of what the rocks represented. And then it gives an explanation. I'll put this in the in my description here. It's funny. Then it gives a oh shoot, hold on a second. Then it gives an explanation of what it means by the joke. Man, I messed up. All right. I'll put it in the description. You can look at it. Okay. Thanks for listening. I hope this was helpful a little bit. Would love to hear your thoughts, your comments, anything you want to share. And I'll see you again very soon. I'll keep doing this stuff about AI and ACIM. Let me know if it's interesting or if maybe I'm not on the right track here. But all right. See ya.